The people who were with you at the beginning, they can't always go where you're going. Not because they don't love you, but because the path diverges. Welcome to Daily Power Boost, Ignite Your Potential, the podcast where your transformation begins. I'm Sean Michael, and each day I'll bring you quick, impactful insights and action steps to fuel your personal and professional growth. Whether you're an entrepreneur, a leader, or someone ready to break limits and ignite greatness, this is your daily power boost to crush obstacles, stay focused, and awaken the extraordinary potential within you. Because remember, greatness begins within. Let's go. Welcome back to Daily Power Boost. Yesterday, we talked about the isolation tax, what you lose as you climb. Today, we're addressing the hardest part of that loss, the people. The thing that nobody tells you about growth, it changes your relationships. Not all of them, but some of them. And the ones it changes the most are often the ones you thought would last forever. The friends who were there at the start. The peers who climbed with you in the beginning. The circle that felt like home. And one day you realize you've outgrown them. And that realization, it's one of the loneliest parts of leadership. I know someone who built a business from the ground up with a tight group of peers. They met every week, shared the wins, processed the losses, kept each other accountable. And for years, that circle was everything. But as the business grew, as the decisions got bigger, the stakes got higher, the challenges got more complex, something shifted. The conversations that used to energize them started to feel shallow. Not because the people changed, but because the altitude changed. They were navigating things their peers hadn't navigated yet. And when they'd bring up what they were facing, the responses felt off. Well-meaning, but not resonant. Supportive, but not understanding. They realized they'd outgrown the circle that got them there, and they didn't know what to do with that. Here's what happens when you outgrow your circle. You start editing yourself. You stop sharing the full truth because you don't want to sound like you're bragging or complaining. You stay in conversations that no longer serve you because you don't want to seem ungrateful. Here's a thought that traps most leaders. If I outgrow this circle, I'm betraying the people who got me here. Let me tell you what's actually happening. You're not betraying anyone. You're just caught in thinking that says loyalty means staying the same. And when you're stuck in that thought, the guilt feels real. But it's not truth. It's just thought. Here's the shift. Outgrowing isn't betrayal, it's evolution. And the people who truly care about you, they want you to evolve, even if it means the relationship changes. Most leaders miss this. You can honor where you've been without staying stuck there. You can be grateful for the circle that got you here without pretending that it still fits where you're going. Let's reframe what the peer problem actually is. It's not about finding better people. It's about finding aligned people. People who are navigating similar altitudes. People who understand the specific pressure you're under. People who don't need 3 paragraphs of context to get what you're saying. The truth underneath this, when you're in a clear state of mind, when you're not caught up in guilty thinking about outgrowing people, you'll naturally know who to stay connected to and who to release with love. You don't need a framework for this. Your own wisdom will show you. That wisdom, that's what we're leaning into tomorrow with the mentor gap, finding people ahead of you when you're at the top. Because once you've outgrown your peer circle, the next question, where to find people who've already been where you're going. First, let me wrap this up with your peer problem practice. Think about your current circle, the people you lean on the most, and ask yourself, do these relationships still energize me, or am I just staying out of guilt? Be honest, not harsh, just honest. Because if you're caught in thinking that says, I owe them my loyalty, even if it drains me, that's not love. That's guilt, and you are calling it friendship. When you see that, when you see it's just thought creating the pressure, the path forward becomes clear. You'll know who to keep close, who to love from a distance, and who to release with gratitude. Outgrowing your circle doesn't mean you're cold. It means you're growing. And growth always requires leaving something behind, even when it's painful. The truth is, the guilt you feel about outgrowing people, it's just thought. It's not reality. And the moment you see that, the heaviness lifts. And from that clearer place, you'll know exactly what to do. This was the peer problem when you outgrow your circle. Tomorrow, the mentor gap, finding people ahead of you when you're at the top. Because once you've outgrown your peers, you need people who've already walked the path you're on. With strength and heart, I'm Sean Michael. Stay close. Thanks for tuning in to Daily Power Boost. Ignite your potential. Remember, transformation starts with action. So take today's insight, make it your own, and awaken your inner potential. Because remember, greatness begins within. Catch you tomorrow for your next Power Boost.